Hi everyone, it's Marie here. Welcome back to my channel. Today's layout is a layout using the Happiness Captured project pack from Peartree Cutfiles, which you can see scrolling on your screen right now. Contains this lovely, beautiful butterfly stencil, a couple of cut files. This is one of them, the floral camera, and a whole load of acrylic pieces and flare as well. So I'm using the camera, as you can see there, and I'm going to back it. The collection I've chosen to use today is the Unforgettable collection from Cocoa Vanilla Studios. It's an older collection, but one of my all-time favourites, and the colours match the collection perfectly. So I'm just going to back bits of the cut file in different ways. I'm going to start with that middle section in the text paper, and then I'm going to do all the flowers and leaves in different greens and the rest of the camera in that stripy paper you can see there as well. Again, I'm scrapping of another photograph of my little dog Poppy when she was a puppy, the first day we got her, and I ended up sat on the floor with her food bowl because she didn't quite know what to do. And there was food in front of her and she wasn't quite sure if she was meant to eat it or not. She's never been a big eater, but yeah, she wasn't quite sure what to do. So there you can see I have backed most of the cut file. I haven't done the stripy bit yet, and I'm now just putting some thin foam tape around the outside of the aperture in the centre because I'm going to turn that into a shaker. I have already backed it with vellum, so it's kind of like a soft shaker. I made a bit of a mess there and accidentally cut the piece of foam up, so I'm just going to pop another piece back in and make it a bit better. It was sticking out slightly to this side and I was trying to cut it off, but I cut too much of it off. So now I'm going to sprinkle in some tealy mint coloured sequins. There are some pink ones in there, I didn't like them, so I've picked those out. I believe these sequins are from Spiegel Mom Scraps. So I'm just going to peel off the outside of that sticky and then stick down the stripy paper. So that's going to run the whole way on the back of the camera. I'm now just going around with my precision glue gun and I'm just adding glue onto all the different parts. The one little tip, I think I got this from Laura Rumble a while ago, and you put a little bit of glue on a tiny bit of cardstock, waste bit of cardstock, and then run it underneath any edges that you need to stick down. It's much easier than trying to get the glue gun in there itself, and it just puts a very tiny amount on and then it sticks down perfectly. So that's kind of what I've done. So the shaker part in the middle is slightly raised, and the rest of the camera is much flatter. So I'm just going to cut round the edge now. I did consider doing the buttons and the things in the top all different, but actually I just wanted to keep it a bit simpler. It had taken a while already to back because I'd done all the flowers in grey, all the leaves in the green, and all the buds as well. So it had taken me a little while. I knew I wanted to use that title there of Lovely, and I do want to use the stencil again. So again, I'm using the opaque texture paste from Ranger. My favourite kind of texture paste. Don't want to put it on too thick, and I'm not doing the whole stencil, I'm just doing like the bottom and the top, so I'm splitting it up. So I've done the top part at the top of the page, and now I'm just doing the bottom part of the stencil at the bottom of the page. So just wiping off the excess back into the tub, peeling off my masking tape carefully, and then leaving that to dry while I then go through some of the scraps of paper that I've got to back the photographs. Now, there are bits of these photos that I would like to cover up, that stripy bit. It's actually, I think that's my t-shirt. I want to cover those up, so I'm going to fussy cut some butterflies. I do consider using some of the pink paper to back the photographs with, but it didn't feel right. I didn't want to do that. So I've gone with grey. I've gone with the teal here, I've gone with the stripy, and all different bits and pieces to kind of make it all work. And I really do go for quite a few layers here. And as you can see, I'm using bits of cardstock that aren't full pieces of cardstock, and it doesn't matter because I'm just going to sort of wonky them off to one side. They don't need to stick out the whole way. You don't need to know that there's not a full piece back there. That used to really bother me, actually. I used to need to know that the whole of the back of the photograph was covered, and now I'm not so precious about it. I don't know why I felt like that. So I'm now going to fussy cut some of these butterflies. So there are butterflies in the ephemera pack for this collection, but there's also the butterfly paper. And I think I've ended up with 3 sheets of that. This is one of the sheets that I've already cut up into individual butterflies. And then this is one of the sheets from the 6x8 paper pad. So as you can see, when I'm fussy cutting, I don't move my scissors, it's the paper that moves around. I found that's the easiest way to fussy cut. Just going around and doing some different coloured ones. So I've got some grey, I've got some teal, I've got some pink. I do want to have some pops of pink. I did consider having this as a completely monochromatic layout, but decided to put some pink in there as well. Use a little bit of salvage patina, which matches perfectly with that teal, with the minty green. Just to brush over the top of my butterflies that are on that have been stenciled through, just to give them a bluey tinge, make them tie in with the rest of the page. I do toy with the 2 photographs here. I can't decide to start with as to whether they're going to be separate or whether they're going to be joined together, but I do definitely decide that I need some more butterflies. I toy with the idea of having some of these peachy coloured ones, but when I put them on, they didn't quite work, and I decided to just go with the teal or the mint green and the pink instead. I'm not sure if the grey butterfly ends up on there either or not, but I have decided to do a couple of the smaller ones, using those to cover up the bits of the photograph that I don't particularly want on show. And that's a great way to do that. If you've got bits of photographs that you're not particularly happy with, just cover them up with a bit of ephemera, especially a butterfly. Butterflies are great for that. I felt that the photographs needed something else, another colour behind them, so I've gone with a white to make them really pop from the background, that wood grain background. The wood grain, by the way, is not from the Unforgettable collection. The Unforgettable collection did come with wood grain, but I've used it all up already. So this is just from, I think it's Colour Vibe, I think it's Simple Stories, and they do a set of wood grain papers, and this is just one of them. The wood grain I always feel matches really nice with photographs of Poppy because of her colouring. It matches in beautifully. So again, popping some adhesive foam on the back of my camera there, and I'm going to pop that down and get that situated so I can start sticking other things around it. I am going to use some foam dots underneath different bits of the foliage around the outside of the camera, just to make sure that they don't get caught or moved and they are stuck down. Glossy accents is blocked up as per usual. Let's grab a pin and just quickly unblock that. Let's run a little bit of glossy accents all the way around. So I'm going to use the word lovely, that's from the project pack. And I am also going to pull out some alphas in a little while and finish that title off. So it's going to be a 2-word title. I'm sticking my butterflies down in the way that I always stick my butterflies down, which is to pop some foam pads underneath the wings and then to pop some glue on the body so that the body sticks down, the wings stick up, and they look like they're trying to take off. There's quite a few of these to do because a lot of this layout is butterflies. Really happy with how it's all coming together though. I think it's looking really, really pretty. And like I say, those butterflies were perfect for covering up the corner of that photo that I wasn't awfully happy with. I do end up pulling out even more butterflies to fussy cut. I knew I was going to end up fussy cutting whole sheets of these butterflies, which is why I cut them up and just pop them in a little bag, and then I can just pull out the colour of the one that I want. I am running low on blue, the bluey greeny ones, because they are my favourite. So yeah, I end up tucking in loads of extra ones all around the page, just because I really love the way they look. I want another small green one here. Really happy with this, and I play around with it. Like I say on pretty much all of my videos, my favourite part, this last bit when you put all of the ephemera together. So just more sticky pads. Probably going to have to buy some new sticky pads in the very near future because I'm probably running very low. And put a little tab in the side of the photograph there, a few little enamel dots sprinkled around. They look really cute, just adding those extra little details, and it is my favourite part. That little tab on the top of the photo, I did wonder about that ticket down the side there, but it didn't really work. And I've pulled out some little white alphas here to finish my title so that it says lovely girl on it. I just felt it needed another little word under there. I do pull out my sequins and consider putting some on, but because I've already put some enamel dots on, I didn't feel it was needed, and I finish it off instead with some white splatters and a flare that goes right in the middle of that grey flower there that says special memories. And it was because this was the first day we brought it home. And then I've decided to add that mint green butterfly above the word lovely in the title. And then I decided to add in some thread twiddles as well. Because I've done a thread twiddle underneath where I stuck the flare badge on, I felt like I just needed a few extras, and it just adds that lovely extra bit of texture. So all I do is gather the thread together in no particular order, kind of shove it in where I want, use a pin sometimes to shove it in, and then add in a little bit of glossy accents to make it stick. And there you go, there's all the close-ups for you. Thank you ever so much for watching today. I hope this layout has inspired you. All the details for the project pack are in the description box below, and I hope to see you again in the next video soon. Bye for now.